I was a mama's boy, and I cannot hide that fact about my life. No matter if I was 19 years old, my brothers would always bother me about it. Of course, I grew up with my dad. He taught me life lessons as well as kept my mind in the right place. He is also where I got my music taste from. My dad is a great role model and continues to be the hardworking guy I knew since I was little. He goes to anonymous group meetings, Bible studies, church activities, so he's pretty busy. Initially, I asked him about these meetings before doing the interview, and he said he likes telling his stories and it keeps him engaged in the community. I want to ask him specifically about why he tells his stories, the insights he has gained about himself, and what lessons he's learned. Anyways, we will discuss this more when we are at the meeting.
Quite a bit. This is the place that I was going to when my wife was around and then not doing well, and sometimes I wasn't going here when she was sick and ill, and I did the best, like care for her until she passed on. And this place here with the Pastor Wayne and the people loved me, loved my family, and took care of the events that were unfolding for the funeral service and continuing on. And that's done the Bible studies here, go to the church here pretty much all the time. And there's other events that go on here that kind of have a friendship and involve people, just like the recovery meetings. They have other events. Tonight's going to be another event, campfire and recreation. This place has cards. This one has flex events. I think they had a call to the master or something like that. Other than the church part of it, the people are here connected, just like people out there that connected for anonymous meetings. I believe it just depends on the subject matter. Each day, as far as anonymous meetings, each day has its own little readings for that day, and they coincide of whatever it goes in life. If it's like today was intimacy or whatever relationship, and you kind of share, or if you have difficulty with that, or certain situations. Yeah, a lot of people, how they deal with chaos in life, and they're still in the middle of it. I'm not trying to judge them, but I can emulate or understand in the beginning part of it, but it's been quite a bit of a stretch in time that I've even felt like that. So that's kind of like a lot of the revealing moments, and when you go to meetings and stuff like that, you kind of get the gut part of it because they're struggling in the beginning part of it, and how they're chaotically adjusting, you know. A lot of it, you take your own personal inventory in life. You check yourself. A lot of it is how, to me, I always say it's God that gives me that the gifts as far as life. Look at all the positives, outweigh anything negative, and why would you want to lose it all by using or going into that element, them wild places, you know, where people are drinking and, you know, using drugs or living in that type of environment, and that's their normal. That's not my normal. You know, I'm living in this life to do the best I can. I believe so. There's a connection here. Sometimes your family doesn't understand what you're going through, and maybe they think that you can just not drink so much or not use so much, or I'll knock it off, but that doesn't answer everything. Sometimes you gotta hear it from other people that have problems with it, you know, that struggle through it or found a way not to do it, but usually it's coming to meetings, meeting other people, and it's written by Alcoholics Anonymous for the Narcotics Anonymous. And mainly, I had a problem drinking, but it's still an addiction. It's still a disease. It's kind of like I got diabetes. It's a disease. I got to have meds for it. Well, the meds for abstinence or stuff like that is talking to other people and reading 12 steps, 12 traditions to help you out on the struggle, because it was written by addicted people to help other addicts. It's like getting somebody off the ground and picking them up, while they're out of it, and then they get clairvoyance, from being drunk or inebriated or whatever, or high, and then they finally realize, they regret it. Now, let's get back to living your life. Try not to lose family members and all sorts of relationships. Try not to burn them bridges. Or if you burn bridges, then you can make an amends to them people if they want to have a relationship with you. But now that you're in better standings, a better foundation in life. Yeah, I was introduced it when I was younger, when I was in grade school. And a friend of mine named Roy Hughes, he's the one that introduced to me in California about Alcoholics Anonymous, called the Rafters. He says, yeah, I know you ain't got a problem, but I don't want you to be ashamed or afraid to come to these meetings, and let you know that there is a place when you have a problem. Or friends, they had coffee, they had cinnamon rolls, and they had like a kind of an area that they had like a mantle and a freaking pulpit or whatever like that. They had a different format. This is the different format. This is like a sit around with people and talk, and then they have to read the readings for 12 steps, 12 traditions, why you're here, why you're, what's a Narcotics Anonymous, what's the the readings for today. Like I said, when the events come for those group things, it's kind of like the subject of that day, or if you want to share what you're going through, or it's usually not using related talk, and that's what it ends up being. But I was introduced to it when I was young, so it's not a problem with me. I was introduced when I was young for the church meeting. I'm not afraid to go to different events or different churches, or other meetings that are about clean and sober, so it doesn't bother me. So I'm kind of reintroduce that to other people, how I do it. It may not work for them, they may not understand it, but they shouldn't be ashamed of coming to a meeting when you're trying to get help, basically. I have a fuller day when I come to meetings here, when I go to church meetings or other things going on, and there's a connection with other people. I don't know how it's going to lead for somebody else that's new. Like I say, I got time, but I'm not bragging about the time I got, because we're just one drink away to falling off that pedestal or whatever, that time that you had, and you ruin it all. It's kind of like life. You do all this good, then there's just that one negativity that happens to you. Then you're kind of shunned or eight-balled, or behind the eight ball, or blackballed or whatever from other people. Oh man, he did wrong, or whatever, this and that. He's no good. That's what they look upon. That's life. But here, they do sometimes go back out there and come back. I haven't had to, because I also have a structure with God too, the best I can. I humble myself. As some people say they have to humiliate themselves. You don't have to humiliate yourself. Be humble all the time. Come to a meeting or event, to people with being humble, because it's all under, for me, a belief in God that helps me get through these events. And then the love of my children, which are adults, connect to me. And that kind of likes the whole glue about it. If I don't have that connection, that foundation, I'm pretty lost. If I don't come to a meeting, I don't connect with people that have that issue, or they don't love God, or trying to struggle through life and go through. Because I have friends that more so now than I had beforehand. So. Yes, I have different people. Some people I've seen before, but there's a little bit more closer, more friendlier. I've gone to these meetings. I've gone to other ones. I've gone to events that are related to it, I believe there was like even an early Thanksgiving meeting out in Newton, and then they had one here, but I went there and I've seen a whole bunch of different people that were clean and sober. Just a connection that you get familiar with people. You know, as a male adult, there's not really a training to be friendly or, you know, have those type of connecting friends all the time. And then now you gotta make connecting friends that don't get high, don't use, and crime free, you know, so you wanna try to get those connections and kind of reach out if it matches or whatever, this and that, or you just see people on the surface no matter what, you know.
The Narcotics Anonymous group I met embodied a spirit of selflessness, a consciousness for the people it serves, and a commitment to collective growth rather than individual ownership. As my dad wisely said, "I can't have what I have unless I give it back." This principle resonates deeply within NA's mission, spreading knowledge, sanctuary, and hope to those seeking recovery. Yet, not all addicts have access to these meetings, which is why Narcotics Anonymous continues to expand its reach. This effort to bring recovery closer to those in need is a testament to its courage and compassion. However, what remains troubling is the lack of understanding or empathy, the anti-sentience, that some recovering addicts face from society. I encourage you to learn more by visiting the Mid-America region of Narcotics Anonymous website, or finding the link in the comments below. And if someone you know is in need of help, don't hesitate to call 855-732-4673 for support. And in parting, I'll leave you with the words of the NA. An addict, any addict, can stop using, lose the desire to use, and find a new way to live.